first thing to consider when putting your hands on the club is that we want to be able to make the swing without the club itself actually twisting and turning in our hands at any point in the swing. The second thing is we want the hands on the club in such a way that it's going to encourage a wrist action that's working up and downwards. Now, to do this we need to have the club in a combination finger and palm hold in the left hand and mostly in the fingers in the right hand. I'm now going to show you an exercise that's going to make it a lot easier for you to ensure that you've got the club in the correct position, particularly in the left hand. So first of all, what we do is get the shaft of the club so that it's in a horizontal position with the right hand right down the bottom of the grip. We want the leading edge of the club face in a vertical position, the toe up. We want to run the club through the midsection of the left index finger, then up underneath the heel pad of the hand. So we want to be able to balance, hold and control the club with only one finger of the left hand, with the left arm extended nice and straight. So the club shaft only needs to be held in this horizontal position, and once you can do that, you can then close the rest of your fingers up around the club. Put the left thumb a little bit to the right of centre, neither in a short left thumb position or an extended left thumb, in between the two, and you should have a fairly good grip in your left hand. This is where we need some visual references, however. So from the player's perspective, we want to be able to see between 2 and 3 knuckles on the left hand. We want to be able to see that the V that's formed between the left thumb and left index finger is going somewhere up towards the right side of the face, and the centre of the wrist is also another very good reference. That should be at least in line with the shaft, or preferably running slightly down the right hand side. So if we have a grip where you look down and you can see 4 knuckles, you can see that the V that's formed between your left thumb and left index finger is going well underneath your right shoulder, and the centre of your wrist is well over to the right side of the grip. You could be classified as having a strong grip in that left hand. On the other hand, if you've got no knuckles showing, the centre of the wrist is to the left side of the club as you're looking at it, and the V that's formed between the left thumb and left index finger is angled perhaps to the left shoulder, then you've got a pretty weak grip in that left hand. So we want to get it somewhere in a neutral position, 2 to 3 knuckles, centre of the wrist in line with the shaft, V going somewhere near the right side of the face. Okay, then when we go to put the right hand on the club, we want it fairly close to the left hand so it can work as one unit, and also a situation where both palms are pretty much opposing each other. So in the right hand, a little bit more on the fingers in this hand, so again, if you can run the club through the midsection of your right index finger, you'll notice the last part of that right index finger is sitting to the left side of the club. That's a good spot to be resting your right thumb against the last part of that finger, as well as against the side of the grip. So now we've got a V formed between the right thumb, right index finger, which should go somewhere near up your right arm towards your right shoulder. Now, too much underneath, we're going to see the V well off to the right. That's called a strong position for the right hand. Too much over to the left is called a weak position. We're going to have the V somewhere near angled towards the left shoulder. So neutral position, somewhere near the right shoulder. So now what we want to do is slide the fleshy pad underneath your right thumb up the grip until it's resting on top of the left thumb. Okay, then we've got 3 choices as to what you're going to do with the little finger of the right hand. The little finger of the right hand can either sit on the club, which is called a baseball or 10-finger grip, or most commonly it's going to sit on top of the index finger of the left hand. It can either go on top of the index finger or in the groove in between the middle and index fingers. That's called an overlapping grip style, 9 fingers on the club, or else we can use another very popular grip, and that's the interlocking grip style. So that's where the little finger of the right hand, index finger of the left interlock. Okay, so now really there's only 8 fingers on the club. It's going to be personal preference that's going to decide which one of those 3 grip styles that you're going to use. If you're still having some problems with your grip, there's a few excellent molded grips available. I think one of the best ones around is called the Marco Mira Perfect Grip. Simply slips over the existing grip on one of your clubs. Once you have it lined up correctly, then basically it gets your hands automatically into the correct position.